Again, as you look through here, you'll see the classrooms, the glass, all those type of things. You know, it does provide light from the hallway, however, it is a safety thing with the wire mesh in there, and again, can be loud in the hallways when kids are in class and instruction's going on, because not everybody rotates classes at the same time. Because of the way that our middle of the day is with our lunch periods. So there are classes going on as 1,000 kids are moving through the hallways talking. This is our choir room. Right now at the high school, in our 10 periods that we have in a day, every one of our music rooms are being used at the same time. Our band and orchestra cannot have classes at the same time, so sometimes the kids have to pick one because the band room shares that space with the orchestra, the band shares that space with the orchestra, and so we can only offer classes at a certain time. I think in the new design, what you see at the middle school, for those of you in middle school, they all have their designated space. So our kids don't have to pick because AP stats is only offered at this period, but so is that band or that choir period. So we might be able to do some things to provide our kids more opportunities. As you look in here, you can see that we have ceiling tiles, carpet put up in the walls, all to help with the acoustics part of it for the choir classroom and teachers. And this is a spot, we have 7 or 8 choirs all day long, and a couple choirs that happened before and after school because our kids are really involved in the arts. And so giving them the proper space for both band, choir, orchestra, and theater, like we do with athletics and other things, give our kids an opportunity to be a well-rounded individual walking out into the world. And we all know that kids that participate in music and the arts traditionally do much better in class and on many things in the world that they live in. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, ex-music teacher there.
One of my favorite design features of the new middle school, which I think is just really, really unique, is that when you walk into a choir classroom over at the middle school, that room was specifically designed to be the size of the stage, right? So if Mr. Albright wants to be able to get his entire 6th grade choir together, he has the ability to do that all within the comfort of his own classroom while the stage is being used. This space, Mrs. Higgins has to be really creative when she tries to get large groups of kids together to try to prepare for performances because this space doesn't necessarily lend itself to that.
And she's competing with the space on the stage in the Performing Arts Center with the orchestra and the band who are also preparing and trying to set up and design what they need to do for their concerts and performances. And also with the theater department when there's production going on.
Did you say band practice this year?
No, we're going to the band room next.
Okay.
Choir, when the choir was large and we had the ability to switch people out, we would do so. The band room is right next door, and that's where you're going to see some of the physical issues with the part of the building as well.
And just a question for you. So with the middle school choir room, I don't know if this is even something that was considered or put in place, but ADA compliance and things like that, you know, you have a student in a wheelchair, he may be 6 foot tall sitting down in that wheelchair, depending on how high that wheelchair is, but if you're going to put him in the front row, his voice is going to, you know, convey louder than everybody else's and things like that. So is that, I mean,
Great question. I can't see for middle school, but from what I've seen, I think anything that would be built would be ADA accessible for all of our kids. Because the age of this building and when it was, that's an excellent point.
It's Ohio Facility Construction Commission requirement is that anything that we would build would have to be 100% ADA compliant. So that's a really good point.
Again, then giving all of our kids equal access to the same opportunities throughout their school.